Hello, everybody, and today's topic is Halloween Kills. We're going to continue our non spoiler review, but then I'm also going to tell you where I think the franchise should go based on the movie we got. You don't want to miss that. So let's jump right into it. So, hello, everybody. Yeah, Halloween Kills is amazing. I gave it 5 stars because it is an epic roller coaster ride from beginning to end. You are on the edge of your seat during this entire movie. Not to mention, it is the most violent of all the Halloween movies. This includes the Rob Zombie movies. And that leaves something to be said right there because the Rob Zombie movies are famous for being really violent. A lot of people had a problem with the violence in the Rob Zombie movies, but this movie makes it look PG 13. Now, it's important to know where this movie came from because what we're going to talk about has to do also with previous movies that are no longer canon. So let's get one thing straight. If you don't know, the correct order to watch the movies now is Halloween, the original, and then you jump to Halloween 2018, and then you jump to Halloween Kills. The last movie in this franchise will be Halloween Ends. It is here that I want to start talking about where I would like to see the series go. However, in order to do that, we do have to continue for a second. It's important to know that this movie takes place mere minutes after the last film. It opens up with an absolute gore fest. You see in the commercials all these deaths. You see in the commercial all this stuff happening, and that's not even the half of what this movie does. So know that they're not showing you all the good parts. It's not like they took all the good parts and threw them into the commercial and said Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. It's not like they did that. This movie is a roller coaster ride from second one all the way to the finish. And you know from the commercial that Michael Myers is a force to be reckoned with despite how old he is. We literally, instead of seeing Michael Myers be a killer that is kind of ageless, we saw him age in this newer franchise, in this newer reboot. We saw him become old. We see him in Halloween 2018 escape from the insane asylum again. He's not going after Laurie Strode per se. He may not even know who Laurie Strode is. However, the second he sees her again, there's probably some remembrance there. Now, it is important to notice that once he sees her and he knows who she is, yes, he's going to go after her probably because she made him mad. But Michael Myers doesn't really seem to care about Laurie Strode. And it's hard for people to really understand why that works. But the fact of the matter is that it wasn't until Halloween 2 that we were introduced to the fact that Michael Myers is Laurie Strode's brother. Now, the thing of that is that that's not in this franchise. We got told right in Halloween 2018 that that wasn't true. He's not her brother. In fact, they kind of address it like it's a rumor or something. Now, the thing of that is that that's important going forward because Michael Myers, even in this movie, may not actually be going after Laurie Strode, but Laurie Strode is his arch enemy. The movie doesn't really focus a whole lot on Laurie Strode, and that's not a spoiler either. You see in the commercial a lot of stuff going on. You see a lot of things happen. But there's one Easter egg in the commercial. One thing that they do that's completely outrageous. And that is, you legitimately see some dead bodies on a merry-go-round, and on this merry-go-round you see these dead bodies and they are wearing masks. On the back of the masks are the Silver Shamrock logos from Halloween 3. That's right, the Silver Shamrock logos from Halloween 3. Now, this is not a spoiler for two reasons. Number one, you see it in the commercial for this movie, and and the other reason is that basically in the Halloween 2018, you legitimately saw little kids wearing this mask anyway. So, why is it that they're showing this? Is it to pay homage? Well, the Halloween 3 movie does not actually have any sort of relevance, as far as we know. It's not really in canon. Why do I say that? Because in the movie itself, they're watching the original Halloween film, which kind of hints that this doesn't even take place in the same universe. But what if it did? We have to think, for this to work, we have to go all the way back to Halloween 2, the very original Halloween 2. And keep in mind, there's a scene where Dr. Loomis goes into a school. On the chalkboard, there's something written. They ask him what it is. He says that it's an ancient language, that it means something. He tells them what it means. I won't spoil that for you. You should really go back and watch that movie, because that's still a good movie, despite the fact it's no longer canon. Now, that being said, we never got any answers on that, because the movie didn't go forward from there. We got Halloween 3, which focused on the masks, the Silver Shamrock, and this witch sort of ritual that legitimately was making these witches live forever or something, because the main bad guy, kind of hints that maybe he lived forever. Now that goes forward, then we see that basically he's going to kill all the kids as a sacrifice on Halloween night. The masks explode, and, a whole bunch of bad stuff's supposed to happen. Watch that movie if you haven't watched it. That's another crazy movie. Now, this is important because then we get Halloween 4. Now, Halloween 4 is all about the Thorn era of things. Halloween 4, 5, and 6. So you have Return of Michael Myers, Revenge of Michael Myers, and Curse of Michael Myers, all dealing in the Thorn era of things, in which a rune is what is making Michael Myers live, and it is in fact continuing to allow him to live until he finishes off killing his last living relative, which by the end of all of it is a little girl named Jamie. Now, when he does that, what's supposed to happen is another little kid at some point is supposed to be the new recipient of this curse. It has to rinse and repeat, kill their family on Halloween. So then we jump to Halloween H2O, which doesn't say anything about that, but it does continue from the original Part 2. Everything after the original Part 2 is not canon in Halloween H2O. So then after that, we get Resurrection. Resurrection, Michael Myers kills Jamie Lee Curtis's character. What? Yeah. And Resurrection just fails on so many levels. So the franchise went, away for a long time. And then all of a sudden, we get Halloween 2018. And it's a continuation only from Part 1, with none of this mattering, with none of the sequels counting at all. So no scene with Dr. Loomis and the strange language written on the chalkboard. However, we did see kids walking around Silver Shamrock masks, and we see kids walking around in Silver Shamrock masks in this movie, as seen in the commercial. And now here's the other thing. In this movie's commercial, she also makes it a point to say that Michael Myers is a man, but no man could live through that fire. No man could survive that fire. She goes on to say Michael Myers is not a normal man. that the more he kills, the more he transcends. What does this mean? Could it mean something supernatural? I actually don't mind them going in a supernatural way. And the idea of bringing back Silver Shamrock is completely insane to me. I remember the first time I saw Halloween 3, my brother had come to live with us for a little while. I think he had come over from England that time to come and live with us. And he had told me that I need to watch this movie. Me and him sat down and we watched the movie, and I remember saying to him, yeah, this song in this movie about 6 more days till Halloween and all that is so irritating. Well, he said, by the end of this movie, you're going to be so sick of that song. And he wasn't wrong. But the movie is a guilty pleasure. It's cheesy, it's fun, and I would have liked to have seen a continuation of that plot at some point. But that's just me. But then the Thorn era and this scene in part 2 and the fact that Laurie Strode in this movie is saying something like Michael Myers is the essence of evil itself. In the commercial, she says this. Could they be going in a supernatural direction? What do you guys think about that? I want to hear what you have to say about it, but no spoilers, please. I don't want our audience to, have any spoilers if they haven't seen the movie. But what do you think about the idea? Where would you like to see Michael Myers go from here? Would you like to see it be a supernatural type of thing that will continue on maybe even after Michael Myers dies if he dies in Halloween Ends? Would you like to see a continuation of that, or would you like it to end knowing that Michael Myers was human after all the time? But then haven't we already passed that possibility with the fact that he's been shot, stabbed, and whatever so many times? Why does the man keep getting up if he's not supernatural? I like the idea of a supernatural killer, but maybe that's just me. What do you guys think in the comments below? Would you like to see it go that direction? If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought of the movie. But like I said, just please, no spoilers for my audience. I really don't want them to have spoilers if they haven't seen the movie. So on this channel, we talk about all things fandom, and we talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. Also, a portion of all proceeds from this channel will go to Tourette's research because we want to change the world one video at a time. Now, also make sure you hit that like button so YouTube knows you like our content. Leave a comment in the comment box below because YouTube likes that and we like to hear from you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because Miko says we need more subscribers, and I tend to think he's right. Also, you're going to want to hit that notification bell so you know when we do our next video. And remember, friends, to be safe out there, and at the end of the day, fandom is family.